And welcome to another video tutorial in which I'll be showing you a little extension that I've got to the third revision challenge in my Python series. And the extension is to save the solutions to a text file and make it human readable. So the solutions that we got for the quadratic solver that we made in the last tutorial were just printed out to the Python shell, and we couldn't do anything with it. We didn't do anything with them at that point. But now I'm going to show you how to save them to a text file so that you can look at them again later once you've stopped the program. So I'm going to give you a minute to pause the video and have a go at the challenge yourself before I show you my solution. Okay, so the first part of my solution then is going to take place in the print solutions function. So what I'm going to do is define a new variable after the if-else statement that we've already got in that function. I'm going to say save result equals raw input do you want to save your solutions? Okay, and that's going to ask the user if they want to save the solutions that have just been printed out in this part of the function. And then I'm going to have a if-else to check what the user's entered. So you're going to say if save result equals y or y, and I'm going to add a little thing in there, say yes or no. I'm going to call a new function that we haven't created yet called save solutions, and that's going to be the function that we use to save our solutions to a text file. I'm then going to pass some variables into it, so I'm going to pass in solution 1, I'm going to pass in solution 2, and I'm going to pass in the number of solutions. I'm then going to add an else, and that's going to handle any other input that they might enter if they don't enter yes, and that's going to just print the solutions were not saved. Okay, so now we've got to think about what we want to actually do in save solutions. So I want to print out I want to save my solutions to a text file in a human readable format. So to do that, I'm going to want to know what the original equation was that we were solving, so that when I look back at my solutions I can see that those were the solutions for that equation. And to save the original equation to our text file, I'm going to need to pass in the original coefficients of x and the constant term into my print solutions function, so that I can then pass it into my save solutions function. So I'm going to go down to here where we call print solutions. I'm then going to go up here and add those parameters in. I'm then going to go down here to save solutions and add in those parameters. Now all that's left to do is define our function for saving the solutions to a text file. So I'm going to define another function here, and we're going to name it save solutions. And we're going to pass in all of those variables. And in save solutions, we're going to want to open the text file that we're going to write to. So I'm going to define a variable called solution file. I'm going to set that equal to open solutions.txt, and I'm going to open it in append mode. I'm going to want to open it in append mode because if I've run this program multiple times, I don't want to be overwriting the solutions that I've already got in that file. I want to be adding them to the end of the file. I'm then going to do a bit of checking of how many solutions our equation's got. So if number of solutions equals 2, then we're going to print out something, and else if the number of solutions equals 1, then we're going to write something to our text file, and else if the number of solutions is 0, then we're going to write something else to our text file. So in here then I'm going to set up the string that I'm going to be writing to my text file. So I'm going to say solution file equals, and then I'm going to paste in a string that I made earlier. I'm going to talk you through it. First of all, this \n produces a new line. So whenever we add solutions to an equation to our text file, we're going to want to move on to a new line. I've then got the start of our sentence that we're going to form. So the equation, then the x squared coefficient, and then plus x to the power 2, plus the x coefficient, and then x plus the constant term, has the following solutions, and then on a new line I'm going to print solution 1 and output solution 1, and then solution 2, output solution 2, and then add a new line to the end of that file. But I'm going to want to write something different to my text file for the case where we've got one solution. Solution file dot write to our file, and then I'm going to paste in a slightly different string for a case where we've only got one solution. So in this case the string is the same as the previous one, so it prints out our quadratic equation up until the point where it says has the following, and then instead of solutions it says solution, goes on to a new line, and then just prints out solution and then solution 1, because in another part of our programs we've set solution 1 and solution 2 to be the same thing in this case. And then finally then I'm going to add a case for when we have no solutions. I'm going to paste in a string that prints out the quadratic equation and then just says it has no solutions. So as before then, it's exactly the same up until the point at which the others say how many solutions they've got, and this just says has no solutions. Okay, and all that's left to do after we've saved our solutions to the text file is to close it. So after the if-else statement, we just say solution file dot close. Okay, let's test this program then. So first of all then I'm going to test our program with the quadratic equation with the coefficient of x squared being 1, the coefficient of x being -1, and the constant term being equal to -6. So it's printed out our solutions there, 3 and -2, and it's asked us, do you want to save your solutions? I'm going to say yes. And then if we have a look in the folder where our programs are stored, we can see we've got this new text file solutions.txt. If we open that up, we can see that we've got the equation, and then that's our equation that we entered, has the following solutions, and then solution 1 is printed out, and then solution 2 is written to the file there. Now I'm going to test the program for when we have no real solutions. So I've got a quadratic equation where both coefficients of x and the constant term are 1. So 1, 1, 1. And it's outputted the equation as no real solutions. And we're going to save that to a text file. And if we have a look at our text file, solutions.txt, it's the same text file. Open that up. It's got our solution from our last run of the program, and then it's got the equation, the one that we just put in, has no solutions. So that's working as expected. So let's test out the final case then when our quadratic equation has one solution. Okay, so I've got another quadratic equation here. Got the x squared coefficient of 1, the x coefficient of -2, and the constant term of 1. And it's printed out that we've only got one solution, which is 1. Do you want to save your solutions? And we'll say yes. And we've finished our program, so we can have a look at the solution text file now. And it's saved our solution there to a text file. Okay, so we're just going to test out our code with some random numbers, and we're going to say that we don't want to save the solutions. So we've got some random quadratic equation in there, and we've got two solutions out. And we're going to say no, I don't want to save my solutions. But what we've got here is, it appears to be that we've got a logic error here, because we haven't had the program print out solutions were not saved. And if we look in our solutions.txt, we can see that the solutions have actually been printed out. But we can see the solutions twice there. That's when I was testing it, so that is not in fact an error. We're going to have to examine this code here, because it's this if-else statement that must be incorrect. And I can see here that what I've done is that I haven't said save result equals y or save result equals y. I've just got save result equals y or y. And that's where our error is. So if we change that to that, that should produce the correct result. So if we run the code again, and say we don't want to save our solutions, we get the text solutions were not saved printed out. And if we look in our solutions text file, we can see that no new solutions have been added to the text file. Okay, so that's how you do that extension challenge. I hope you found this video useful, and I'll see you in the next one.